standings are largely irrelevant as things stand at the moment. Just a reminder of how this format works. It is home and away for every team in the group, so that's 14 games, and the top 4 make it through to the playoffs. And we can have a quick look at the Ludwigsburg roster. A couple of names to look out for this evening. Thomas Walker, who scored 18 points last week. Karen Johnson as well with 15 points and 18 points and 8 assists for Elgin Cook, who really impressed. Only a couple of those names are familiar to those who watched Ludwigsburg last season. The likes of Karen Johnson are new players, new additions to the squad. David McRae did play. He averaged only 3 points per game last season, and Jonas Tiemann averaged just under 10. But here's the Tenerife roster. And they have a few players who were involved last season, although they have lost some big names, as well as taking on a new coach in Nenad Markovic. Rodrigo San Miguel's been with the club since 2014, and Nico Risciotti, the captain, has been with the club for 8 years. Look out for Mateusz Ponitka, the rising star of Polish basketball, wearing number 20. And a new arrival from Partizan as well, Adin Vrabac, is another to keep an eye on. So too Roscoe Allen joining from Spanish side Obradoiro. Nenad Markovic, who was in charge of Pina Karsiaka last season, taking on this team that come in to the tournament, of course, as defending champions. Ludwigsburg have a head coach who's been in charge since 2013 in John Patrick. Well, it wasn't the best way for Tenerife to start the defence of their title. A defeat to Ventspils. Nenad Markovic, in fact, was less than complimentary about his team's performance. Said it was a really bad performance. They played without energy, without concentration, and they were really struggling from the three-point line. None from 11 in the first half. And they had a decent spell in the opening 3 or 4 minutes of the second half, start of the third quarter, but it was short-lived. And in the end, he said that Ventspils deserved the win. John Patrick, on the other hand, for his side's performance in that win over Pauki, was full of praise for Riesen Ludwigsburg. Said they gave away a few cheap fouls early on, but overall it was terrific concentration defensively. He certainly talked about the defensive work quite a lot in the post-match press conference, said how pleased he was with the discipline and the concentration that his team showed. And on top of that, they went on to score over 100 points and win by 33. So they'll be hoping for more of the same. It is a very different team this year, and they've had to work really hard to get to this stage as well. They're the only side to have entered the competition in the first round of qualifying and make it all the way to the group phase. They beat Bosna, Cluj-Napoca and Brussels in order to secure a place in the regular season. This is already game 8 for them in this season's Basketball Champions League, whereas Tenerife went straight into the group phase and suffered a defeat. But they have a good home record. This is where the Final Four was hosted last season, of course. They beat Banvit in the final and won 8 of their other 10 games in this arena. Only Strasbourg and Avellino came here and got a victory in the regular season. It should be a fascinating battle between these two. Ludwigsburg looking to build on that win. And there is John Patrick. 5 years it will be. This is his 5th season in charge of this club. The American will be hoping that discipline and concentration is there once again. When we get underway here, here's your refereeing team from Greece and Poland. And we're not too far away now from the start of this much anticipated game in week 2 of the Basketball Champions League. Everybody keen to see just how the defending champions react to that defeat in the first week. It was only a narrow one. They did lead fairly comfortably at one stage as well, despite not playing particularly well, and they really struggled with their long-range shooting. And here is the starting 5 for Ludwigsburg. Thomas Walker, who really impressed last week, is included. Elgin Cook is certainly another player to keep an eye out for after his performance last week. Looks very relaxed as the American coach, John Patrick, ahead of this one. Big challenge for his team, though. A big challenge for the new players that have come in. As I mentioned previously, most of them weren't here last season. The likes of Walkup and Johnson are new arrivals. David McRae, who is in the starting 5, is a player who was there last season. Here's Tenerife's starting 5, and there are some familiar names in there as well. The likes of Rishotti, the captain, and Rodrigo San Miguel, but also Mateusz Bonitka, the 24-year-old from Poland, a new arrival, and a very significant player for Poland at the Eurobasket Championships in the summer. Nenad Markovic will want a big response from his team after the disappointment of last week. It's important that his side go out there and demonstrate exactly why they are the defending champions. It may be a different team, but they do have a title to defend. Discipline and concentration, vital features of Ludwigsburg's game, and that is exactly what John Patrick will want to see. Discipline, concentration. And we want to avoid some of those cheap fouls that he talked about in the early stages of the first game of this second season of the Basketball Champions League, after a hugely successful first edition. First game here for the defending champions in this competition since they beat Banvit to claim the first ever Basketball Champions League trophy. And we are underway. Tenerife and Ludwigsburg battling it out for the win here in the second week of the Basketball Champions League, as Ludwigsburg look for the early strike. McRae missing that three-point attempt. They have the ball back again, another chance perhaps to get the first points on the board. Running out of time here, shot goes up in time, but it is missed by Waleskowski. Tenerife on the move now, offensively for the first time, and there are the opening points of the game. Vasquez getting off the mark early on. A great start for Fran Vasquez. The response comes here from the German side, and Karen Johnson, who got 15 points last week, is off the mark. So level things up here. The Canary Islanders do need to make a bit of a statement after an opening day loss, and they are looking to increase the advantage. Abramaitis making the two with the contact, and he'll go to the line for the three-point play possibility. Johnson with the foul. Abramatis making the free throw to extend his team's lead to 3 points, 5-2. Walkup finds Walaskowski. Here's Walaskowski again. And McRae. Still McRae, 4 on the shot clock, gets it away in time. And at the third attempt, it's in. Walaskowski with another 2 to his name, doubles his tally for the night as Tenerife look to respond immediately. And a missed layup there from Ricciotti, the captain. Bounce pass inside, and there's the 2 for Tiemann. Another one of the players who was part of the team last season, averaged 9.4 points per game in this competition, the 23-year-old. Ludwigsburg with a 1-point lead as a result, and now Tenerife miss another chance. It's another layup missed, this time by Bonitka, the Pole. Johnson. Tiemann inside. Johnson gets it out quickly. Walkup moving it on to McRae, who goes for the 3. Walkup claiming the rebound. And in the end, the foul is called. It's all a little bit untidy from Ludwigsburg. Walkup puts up the 2. Hasn't quite found his shooting range so far for Ludwigsburg. They do lead by 1. Bonitka. And the long 2 this time is missed by Vasquez. Another 2-point attempt from Walkup, and it's no good. He's missed a few attempts early on here. Vasquez. Bassas. Draws the foul. Geschke, the man penalised. Tenerife once again. Another foul is called. Pass inside from Bassas. Ricciotti will take it out again. He draws the foul from Geschke once more. It's a second foul from Ludwigsburg's number 7. He's just being spoken to here by John Patrick. No doubt will be frustrated that, again, his team have given away a few early fouls here. Exactly what he would have wanted to avoid. Tenerife with a chance now to edge in front. And Risciotti makes 2 from 2 from the line. It's a 1-point lead. Mamadou Niang's been called upon, the Senegalese centre. On court now for Tenerife. This is Evans. Leaves it for Peter McNeely. 3-point attempt is no good. Played by Risciotti. Stolen back here by Ludwigsburg. Look to break quickly. And another 3-point attempt this time from Peter McNeely, and it's no good. Now Trice. Just slipped there, and they are running out of time. Shot's got to be put up quickly. It's missed. And away come Tenerife once more. The pass inside from Panitka, and Niang with the easy 2. The Paul Panitka setting that one up. And Niang able to take advantage. First timeout called with Tenerife extending their lead here. Mamadou Niang getting his first points of the night. As Ludwigsburg call the timeout, trailing 9 points to 6.
Outnumber fast breaks, and we're dribbling it out. We got to get aggressive. Got to get aggressive, everybody. They're not guarding outside. You got the handoff. Nobody's guarding you. Dwayne is open on the flare before the pick and roll. Okay, we're getting good shots, but just realize they're really hanging back. Okay? Yeah, we were a little crowded there on the fast break. Take our time, but be aggressive. Be aggressive on the fast break. 41 flash, ¿vale? Vigila aquí, pick and pop para que este no se va a ayudar. Buen pase y seguimos jugando otra vez. No, 1, 2, 3.
I think Nenad Markovic will be the happier of the two coaches at this stage. It's still very early days, of course. Mamadou Niang extending the lead to 3 points just before that timeout was called. There's Evans. Evans draws the foul. It's Panitka who's penalised. Evans will go to the line for 2. It's 2 from 2 for Evans. Tenerife look to respond here. Solid work from the free throw line so far from both teams. We haven't seen one missed yet. 3 from 3 for the hosts, 2 from 2 for the visitors. A 1-point game as it stands with a little under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Here's Risciotti. Captain draws another foul. McRae is penalised, and it means another trip to the line for Risciotti. Makes 2 from 2 again. Perfect free throw shooting so far tonight. And Tenerife re-established that 3-point advantage. Shotty making 4 out of 4 from the line so far. Here come Ludwigsburg though with Evans for 2, and it's good. One-point game again, courtesy of that 2 from Evans. Here's Niang, Bassas. Tenerife on the move once more with Bassas. Might look for Niang with the alley-oop pass and the tip in from the Senegalese centre. Mamadou Niang doubles his tally for the night, 4 points on the board now. Pass inside to Sears, and Niang getting a crucial touch first, but not the final one. Great play this from Bassas, floated one up there, and the little tip in from Niang just helped it on its way. Bassas, high court pressure here from the Germans. They've got themselves out of it here, Tenerife. 10 on the shot clock. Pass inside to Niang, great finish. What a start he's made. From the bench as well. Top scorer now for Tenerife with 6 points, 3 from 3 from the field for the big centre. 5-point lead opened up here by the Canary Islanders. Little floated finish is no good, and Niang is there to claim it. And another foul is called. Tierman is the man who's picked up his first personal foul. Benitka will go to the line. Opportunity here for the defending champions to extend their advantage even further in this first quarter with 3 minutes still to play. So a 7-point lead. Benitka making both free throws as well. It's been a fine performance so far from the line. From the host, 7 from 7 as it stands. Ludwigsburg needed that from Evans, 2 more to his tally. Back to a 5-point game, 17-12. Evans 2 from 2 from the field. Niang. And his perfect record is over with that miss, and now the foul at the other end from Rushotti. Fourth foul of the game for Tenerife. Johnson comes inside and the pass goes astray. Tierman unable to hold it. Lesas. Allen. Oscar Allen, another of the new arrivals, signed from Obradorio. Shotty. Three-point attempt is no good. Niang trying to get there just ahead of Walker, who was in the way. And the foul is called. It'll be 2 from the line here for Ludwigsburg. Oscar Allen with his first foul of the game. And that's the first missed free throw tonight. And the second one is missed as well. They made 26 out of 32 free throws last week against PAOK in their 33-point win, an 81% success rate. Tierman comes inside and can't quite get the finish that he was looking for. Beran. Lesas. Still Besas, might look for Niang again, but he goes for it himself this time. Makes the 2. And makes it a 7-point game once more. Well into the final minute here of the first quarter. 19-12, the defending champions lead. Johnson. And he draws the foul. And it's his turn to go to the line. Walker just having a conversation with the coach at the moment. So it is the three-point play possibility. The 2 made by Johnson. Just to add another to the tally. Makes it a 4-point game. Basas. Niang. Oscar Allen. Now Basas again. Time running out here in the first quarter. And Tenerife strike another blow. Niang has managed to scramble back possession, but only briefly. Stolen back here by Ludwigsburg and Johnson. A good look to strike a blow themselves before the buzzer. It comes to nothing. But they will have just under a second to get a shot away here. If they're quick, they might just cut the gap. They'll give it a go. And they weren't able to do it. Sears tried to tip it in. It was always going to be a difficult one there. But that is the end of quarter number 1. It's a 4-point lead for the hosts. Just about edging it in that opening 10-minute period. They lead by 19 points to 15. Here at the Santiago Martin Arena. And Nenad Markovic will probably just about be the happier of the 2 coaches.
Tienes que avisar.
Ahí tenemos al primer eliminado por los pelos. Sí, jugando 3. Vamos, que son
Team Orozco, Team Fran. Una cosa, antes, Fran, atento. Bloqueo directo en llegada hacia línea de fondo que nos están poniendo. Tenemos que estar. We have to be in largo, un gas. Dave, you come in. Rocky, can you play some point? You good? Okay, Rocky or Anika, you guys can play point guard. And let's go 2-4. Hey guys, if we run P, set the screen. 4 guys, set the screen.
It's been a solid start from the defending champions. Nenad Markovic spoke particularly about the early stages of that defeat last week to Ventspils. It was only a narrow defeat, but he was really damning in his assessment of his side's performance. And they were very much in the game, despite the fact that they are really struggling for long periods in the first half. They didn't make a single three-point attempt in the first half, none from 11 in fact. And they were only down by 1 point at that stage and actually led by about 6 points, I think it was, at the early stages of the third quarter. Ended up losing the game by 1. He made no excuses and said that Ventspils were the better side. Vasquez goes for one here and makes it. Vasquez with the 2. Tenerife extend their lead to 6. Ludwigsburg, one of 3 teams to score over 100 points in week 1. Find themselves 6 points behind again, but they have got the decision here. Foul is called. Evans, who is currently top scorer for the visiting side, will go to the line again. He'll be penalised again, I should say. First foul of the second quarter here. Another foul called there on Risciotti. Cray's second foul of the game. 2 early fouls from Ludwigsburg. Bassas. Into the corner. 3-point attempt is good. Risciotti, the captain, nailing that from long range. Opens up a 9-point lead for the hosts as Trice looks to respond. He can't quite get it to go. Bassas with a no-look pass, and the finish is there from Risciotti. And the captain is really stepping up here. Their longest serving player, taking his team to a double-digit lead. Bassas with a no-look pass, and the finish from Risciotti. 9 points on the board for him. And an 11-point lead for Tenerife.
Estamos sacando muy bien el balón. Estamos sacando hemos tenido 3 pérdidas. Eso es lo que hay que controlar. Eso y el rebote defensivo. Y ahí lo tenemos. 11 arriba. Okay, we're going short right now. Short for the
And John Patrick spoke a lot about defensive discipline. That's what he was talking to the players about just before the start of the game as well. He was asking them to focus on defense, and it's not quite played out that way. A couple of early fouls again in this second quarter. And the hosts have been pretty good from the three-point line so far. More than pretty good, in fact. 7 from 7. 100% record. 64% from the field as well, Tenerife, compared to just 27 for Ludwigsburg, who have missed another chance there. And Tenerife could punish them with a three-point play. Contact, and Abramatis will go to the line again. There's the foul. Good work from Tim Abramatis. Walaskowski. That was Evans with the foul. It was Walaskowski, I beg your pardon. His second foul of the game. Now it's a 14-point lead for Tenerife. Walker. Thomas Walker puts up a 2. No good. Claimed eventually by Beiran. Bishotti into the corner. Beiran again. Searching for the way through. Vasquez with a long 2. And Tenerife are starting to pull away here. A 16-point lead for the defending champions. Three-point attempt, which really needs to drop and doesn't, from Peter McNeely. Another missed three-point attempt from the visiting side. It's none from 6 now from behind the arc, which is exactly the problem that Tenerife had in week 1 against Ventspils. Pass inside, Tiemann goes up and makes it. They really needed that, Ludwigsburg. Ponitka. Now San Miguel. Beiran. San Miguel with the fake out to Beiran once more. He'll put up a 3 and makes it on the buzzer. 3 more for Tenerife. Twice as many points on the board as the visitors. Peter McNeely into Tiemann. Tiemann looking for a way inside. Can't get it to go. Walaskowski claiming that decision should have gone the other way, but nothing seems to be going Ludwigsburg's way at the moment. Long pass. It's an ambitious one towards Beiran. Trying to counter that high court press from Ludwigsburg. Walaskowski. Geschke. Geschke once again. Was just a little touch there of Ponitka. It is only 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock though for Ludwigsburg. Got a lot of time here. Free goes up straight away, and it's good. First three-pointer of the night for Ludwigsburg, and a much-needed one as well. Walaskowski, the man to get that first three on the board. At the 7th attempt, it is the first three-pointer of the night for Ludwigsburg. Bayran looking to respond with one of his own. It's no good. Niang looking to tap it in, does so at the second attempt. Mamadou Niang at it again. Walaskowski comes inside this time, and Niang's there to reject it. It's been a really good performance from the Senegalese centre so far. Making a contribution points-wise, 8 on the board, 3 rebounds and a block there to deny Walaskowski. There's the block from Niang. Great rejection. Geshka with his third personal foul already, looking to be in a bit of trouble here. Rishotti. Looking for help from Niang. Abramatis, Rishotti puts up a three and very nearly made it count. Evans. Evans again. He's lost it. Abramatis gathers for Tenerife. San Miguel. Tip back from Abramatis. San Miguel's pass inside, and it's final touch of Benitka. Turnover here, and this Benitko's just trying to hold it under pressure from Geshka. No foul from Geshka that time, and he can't afford any more really. He's got 3 personal fouls already. Walk up. Walaskowski. And the missed attempt there from Peter McNeely. Benitka from the corner, gets it! Another 3 for the pole, and a 19-point lead. Pass inside, looking for Walaskowski, couldn't hold it. Another turnover. Benitka. 3-point attempt, is good! Abramatis from the desert. Walaskowski, and he still can't get it to go. Trice gets it out. 3-point attempt from Peter McNeely. That's no good either. And away come Tenerife, and this should be 2 more. It is. It's Benitka. And it's pretty good stuff here from Tenerife. Trice in the corner. Goes for the 3. And they just can't get anything to drop at the moment. Walaskowski did well. Walker, Walaskowski again, gets past Niang and makes the 2. Finally some points on the board for Ludwigsburg. Timeout is called. And Tenerife are running away with this at the moment, 22 points clear. And they're not even at half-time. 44 points to 22 in the first half here, with just under 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Look to
devastating passage of play from Tenerife. They've started nailing the three-pointers as well as just quietly racking up the points. This was Niang's excellent block. At the other end, Ludwigsburg really struggling to get into the game now. They've added just 7 points to their tally in the second quarter compared to the 25 from Tenerife. It's a huge lead at the moment. There is still a long way to go. And here is Risciotti. Still top scoring at the moment for Tenerife with 9. Pass inside to Vasquez. Foul called again. It is Geschke once more. It's his 4th personal foul. Vasquez just about making the free throw there, maintaining the 100% record from the line for Tenerife. 2 from 2. Perfect shooting from the free throw line from the defending champions so far. Lead by 24. But it is a foul, and Johnson will get free throws this time. Frustrated man on the sideline there in John Patrick. Another free throw missed as well. He was so good from the line last week. Missed their fair share so far this time around. Both of those attempts from Johnson have missed. And there's a certain amount of frustration clearly on display here. Just haven't been able to handle Tenerife so far in this match. A matchup which looked a really fascinating one on paper after the impressive performance from Ludwigsburg in game week 1. Game 2 looks set to be a really fascinating battle between two teams who have had a major squad overhaul. And Risciotti looking to hand it off there. This time it is a turnover. And can they make it count? They can. Ludwigsburg get a couple of points on the board. Koch with his first score of the night. And Koch making it a 22-point game. A little over 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Risciotti gets it back again from Vasquez. Puts up a huge three. It's no good. Claimed easily by Evans, who's going all the way, and that one will count. It was on its way in. Vasquez protesting his innocence, but I don't think there's too much doubt about that one. Vasquez still talking to the officials. Obviously did not agree with that call. The timeout has been called again. Still a 20-point lead for Tenerife.
Estamos poniendo bloqueos directos aquí y el repique seguimos jugando lejos. Aquí, para poder jugar el repique y sacar ventaja dentro de 6.75. Y otra cosa, están en bonus. Hay que atacarlo. No tirar balón en suelo antes. ¿Vale? Cuando viene el bloqueo.
You get it, you don't have the shot, hand it off. Let's go. Stop the bucket. Get down, 1, 2, 3.
What can Ludwigsburg create in the final few moments of this first half? Can they make this a tighter game? Strong finish might just give them the lift they're looking for. Tenerife will be looking to increase this lead, or at the very least keep it at a 20-point gap. They'd be pretty happy with that if you'd offered it to them at the start of the game. 46-26 the score here. Vasquez for two, gets it. Two more to him, two more on the board for Tenerife as we enter the final minutes of the first half. This is Johnson. Evans. Evans puts it up, misses, and it's a really good claim by Allen, who's given it away. McRae puts up the three. Evans again, and Evans draws the foul. .25 seconds remain. Evans gets another chance from the line. Bayran's second foul. Evans making this free throw. Missed a couple earlier. Makes it 20-point game again. Vasquez. About a second difference between shot and game clock here. Tenerife look to hit the 50-point mark before that buzzer goes. And Bassas has lost it. There might be time for one last attempt. Shot gets away in time, but it's no good from Florian Koch. And that is the end of the first half here, and it's a pretty successful first half. As far as Tenerife are concerned, they look pretty comfortable as it stands. 20-point lead for the defending champions. The Germans have it all to do in the second half. Scored 103 points in game week 1, but they are a long way off that at the moment. They trail by 48 points to 28 at half-time. Well, Tenerife, great shooting, 72% for two, and 100% from the line. 4 from 8 from behind the arc as well, which is a pretty decent return. Certainly a huge improvement on last week's. Not a huge amount of turnovers in that first half. But Tenerife really clinical Overall field goal percentage of 65. Compare that to 28 of Ludwigsburg, and you see exactly where that first half has been won and lost, really. And also just 1 from 11 from behind the arc for the visiting team as well. As I mentioned earlier, it is a similar problem to the one that Tenerife suffered in game week 1 against Ventspils. 5 from 9 from the free throw line as well, a few cheap points given away there. 11 from 39 from the field overall for Ludwigsburg, who've just struggled to get points on the board. Evans has double figures, he's got 10 in that first half. 10 points as well for Vasquez, who's going along nicely. 9 points for Risciotti, who has 3 rebounds and a couple of assists as well. It's just been a good team display. The points have been shared nicely between the Tenerife players. 9 for Risciotti, 8 for Niang, 10 for Vasquez, 7 for Ponitka, and 9 for Abramatis. Everybody making a contribution. And lots of different players coming up with rebounds and assists, so there's not really one player that particularly stands out from that first half for Tenerife. Ludwigsburg relying a little heavily on Evans at the moment. 5 rebounds and 10 points for him so far. 7 points as well for Waliszkowski, who has 4 rebounds. But other than that, not a great deal to shout about as far as the visiting team are concerned. Not surprising really when they've only put 28 points on the board. They trail by 20. They have a huge task ahead of them here against the defending champions. Tenerife hoping to put right the wrongs of game week 1. Can they get their first win in this second season of the Basketball Champions League? We'll be back in a few minutes with the second half. Iberostar Tenerife leading Ludwigsburg by 48 points to 28. And welcome back to the Santiago Martin Arena in the San Cristobal de la Laguna. It is a good night so far for the host and the defending champion. In week 2 of the second edition of the Basketball Champions League, Iberostar Tenerife leading by 20 points at the end of the first half. They will be absolutely delighted with their performance so far. Huge improvement on that display a week ago when they lost to the Latvian side, Ventspils, on the road. And Ludwigsburg, by contrast, who had such a great start with a huge 33-point win last week, find themselves in a really tricky position. Dwayne Evans has picked up 10 points and 5 rebounds, but aside from his performance, there haven't been too many positives for the German side. Tenerife looking to bounce back from that defeat. Made it a decent start in the league, their domestic league, with a 3-1 record so far. They got a victory against Badalona at the weekend. Ludwigsburg actually have the same domestic record, a 3-1 record for them too. They beat Braunschweig away on Sunday by 7 points. They've been in good form. And the third quarter was where they really came alive last week. They were 6 points clear, and they then put 30 points on the board in the third quarter alone. They need to do something similar, really, to ensure that they get themselves into a decent position. It's a big lead for Tenerife. And the third quarter has to belong to Ludwigsburg if they are to stand any chance of coming away with a win here against the defending champions. It is a long season, 14 regular season games, and the top 4 from the group of 8 will make it through to the knockout phase. So there is a little room for development, a little room for trial and error. And Tenerife would not have wanted to start their campaign with back-to-back defeats. So after that narrow loss last week, they'll have been desperate to get off to a good start at home. And so far, so good for Iberostar Tenerife. Can Ludwigsburg make a game of this in the second half? We are about to find out. So Ludwigsburg back in possession here. Johnson with the ball in hand. 20-point lead, and the pass is a good one. And the first 2 points of the third period go to Wasilkowski. He moves on to 9 for the game. Here's Panitka looking for a way through. That's the pass outside and then got it back again. Couldn't get the shot away. There are 4 seconds on the shot clock here for Tenerife. Pass has gone astray, and the open court here as, oh, it's missed. Johnson couldn't put it away. Was there a block there? Was there a touch? It's a smile between the 2 players, and the suggestion there is that there was no touch from Panitka. Just a missed opportunity for Johnson. Rodrigo San Miguel here, and with a 0-0 on his back. 4 on the shot clock. Risciotti gets it away, missed it. Tiemann claiming the rebound. So Tenerife yet to add to their tally so far in the third quarter. Tiemann has it again for Ludwigsburg. Wasilkowski. And again, makes it. 4 unanswered points so far in the third quarter for Ludwigsburg, and they are back to within 16. Risciotti Gets it out to the corner. And the three-point attempt from San Miguel is good. His first points of the night. He's had to wait for it. So that was the first point, or the first shot he's attempted tonight as well. Tierman couldn't get hold of that pass, picked up by San Miguel. And Cray with the foul. Let's have another look at this. It's just missed by Johnson. Thought there might have been a little touch, a little block there from Panitka, but it was just enough pressure from him to force Johnson into the miss. Now Walker. Foul is called. Unsportsmanlike foul. There it was from Risciotti. Walkup makes the free throw. It's his first point of the night. (18 points and 7 assists for him last week. Hasn't made the same contribution this time around. It's 2 points and 2 assists and 1 rebound so far for Walkup, who's played a little over 13 minutes. It's Trice. Tierman. Trice again. It's good harrying and hustling from Risciotti. Point lead as it stands. Cut the gap by 3 since the start of the second half here, Ludwigsburg. They can make a bit more of a dent in that lead before the end of the third quarter. They'll give themselves a chance. Here's Walkup going all the way, and the follow just about helps it in from Tierman. May have been going in anyway. Tierman making sure. Here's Risciotti. Oh, what a pass! Great finish. Super play that from Tenerife. Panitka with the easy put away. It's the assist really that stood out in that move. Tierman can't get it to go. He's looking to draw the foul. San Miguel, who produced that wonderful assist just a few moments earlier. He goes for the 3. Tierman claims the rebound. Walkup. Now Trice. Gets it out to the far side. 3-point attempt is no good. Walkup and Tierman both went for the same ball. Tierman has it. And eventually it's swatted away from him by Vasquez. And Risciotti moving it on quickly. Panitka looking for the foul, nothing given. Walkup has it stolen from him by San Miguel. Vasquez. Panitka. Kick out there signalled by the official. 17-point lead for Tenerife as the changes are made. Beirán. Hook shot rejected. Swatted away by Sears. Here's Trice. Oh, the bounce pass to Sears, who went to throw it down and drew the foul from Allen. Would have been a great play from Ludwigsburg. They'll have to settle for the free throws instead. Lovely pass inside. There is the foul from Roscoe Allen. Ludwigsburg quarter-finalists last year. They lost to Banvit by just 1 point over 2 legs in the quarter-finals as well. It's a late victory, that one, for the Turkish side, who went on to reach the final, of course, losing to Tenerife. And an 8-6 record in the group stage, which put them in 4th place. You'd imagine that would be enough this year as well to get them into the playoffs, but they'll be hoping for a better record in the regular season. In this tough group, Tenerife haven't been able to make that count. Ludwigsburg make this a 13-point game if they play it carefully and make the right decisions here. And they haven't been able to do that. No luck for Johnson, and the foul is called. Trice is penalised. Shotty misses the free throw. It's the first free throw that they've missed in this match. 10 from 11 becomes 11 from 12. It's a 16-point lead again. Trice's first foul, the unsportsmanlike foul, which led to those 2 free throws. Into the corner for Beirán, who goes for 3 and doesn't make it. It's claimed eventually by Johnson. Now Trice. Still Trice. Puts up a 2 and misses. It's nothing for Ludwigsburg. They can't really afford to miss these opportunities. A fairly low scoring quarter so far. Ludwigsburg leading it 10-6. 20-point lead cut to 16. They want to cut it by a few more before the end of this 3rd quarter to give themselves a real chance of hitting back here against the defending champions. On the shot clock. Gonna have to hurry here, Tenerife. They just haven't been quite as effective offensively in the second half so far. Maybe a little more disciplined defending from Ludwigsburg as well has contributed to that. McRae it out. Wasilkowski back to Evans. Still Evans looks to hook one. It's no good. Playing by Roscoe Allen. Beiran. Bassas. Bassas goes for it himself. Evans claims the rebound. Nice pass into Wasilkowski. 3-point attempt is no good. Claimed by Beiran, who's lost it, bounced off his knee. No-look pass from Johnson. Took a little touch before it reached McRae, and there's the foul. And a 3-point play possibility, and Yang's penalised. And this could become a 13-point lead here. Significant reduction in the deficit. Yang's first foul of the game. Changes made here by Tenerife. The free throw is good from Wasilkowski. Top scoring at the moment for Ludwigsburg with 14 points. Crucially, there is a 13-point lead now for Tenerife. Well, there it is, the 8-second violation. And the good disciplined defensive work is starting to make a difference here for Ludwigsburg. This is something they were lacking a bit in the first half. Florian Koch. Walker. Koch again. Only a couple of seconds remaining. Koch will have to go for the three. He's got it. He has got it. It's a 10-point game. Florian Koch with a vital three-pointer as the first time out of the third quarter is called. And the deficit has been halved since the interval now. A 20-point lead has become a 10-point lead, and suddenly Tenerife are looking nervously over their shoulders. 54-44.
They're being over-aggressive on defense. Bigs can look to flash and help us out. You're open, right? Vasquez is just standing there. Let's get into something quick, like one or something, or like two. If we're trying to get into that long play, they keep ice on the sideline. We're holding the ball. Right? Can't be breaking, right? That's what we do. Let's try to do that. Or like go ahead. Let's just go. Or swing or something like that. Let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead. Actually, look to go back door on the weak side. Okay, Adam's gonna catch it. Let's go back door on the weak side. Here we go, guys.
So the next couple of minutes could be absolutely crucial. Tenerife not quite as comfortable as they were. Ludwigsburg looking to apply some pressure. Florian Koch just a little bit too eager there. keep the intensity levels high here. Certainly something that's been successfully carried out by Ludwigsburg in this second half. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter now. This is all absolutely vital as far as the visiting side are concerned. They've got to make sure that their good work so far in this third quarter doesn't go to waste. They have to keep this up. Allen trying to find his way through. And he couldn't. Nothing seems to be working at the moment for Tenerife, who have added just 6 points in this third quarter so far. It's another turnover. Travelling called against Allen. 7 turnovers for Ludwigsburg, 16 for Tenerife. Haven't always made the most of those turnovers, Ludwigsburg. They are starting to now in this second half as a three-point attempt goes up and in. Well, 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 7-point game. Wasilkowski starting to have a really big say here, his second three of the night. Tenerife just losing their shape and discipline a little bit at the moment. Beiran has it. Minute to go in the third. Beiran needs this to go, and it does! Beiran nails the three. It's a double-digit lead again. It just takes the wind out of the sails for Ludwigsburg, just that little bit. Pass is a good one, it's rejected. Great block. The foul is called as well. Wasilkowski denied. Let's have another look at that. Could be really important for Tenerife. And sportsmanlike foul as well from Wasilkowski. Free throw shooting has been pretty good from Tenerife. Another two from Bassas. 12-point lead. Things look a little better again for Tenerife. 1 of 5 points has just allowed them to pull away a little bit here. They'll try and run the clock down as much as possible. About a 5-second difference between the shot and game clock, but they've lost it. Now, can Ludwigsburg use this wisely? Can they make this a single-digit deficit going into the fourth here? And the answer is no. A look on the face of Johnson says it all. They do still have possession. Abramatis with a foul. Less than 4 seconds on the clock at the end of the third quarter here. Three-point attempt goes up, it's no good. Risciotti claims it, launches one down the court, but it's a 12-point lead for Tenerife. But a good third quarter from Ludwigsburg. They still have plenty to do. They're down by 12 at one point. They'd cut this to a 7-point deficit. They do have a lot to do in the final 10 minutes, but they're not out of this yet. Restricted Tenerife to just 11 points in that third quarter. They now trail 59-47.
On walls, we're going to go, you know what we're doing on the first one, lift the gym and go under. Yeah, and then you may need to emergency switch on the second. But keep those hands active. Is everybody okay? You got to look to pop. That head's look is good. The head's look is there. You got an open 18-footer. Also, when he closes out on you, you can drive in, look to finish.
Hey, okay? Keep being aggressive. Be beating this quarter pretty bad. Just win the next one. L2, ¿vale? 4 lados flat. Spin down, guys. 4 lados.
So can they turn it around? 20 points down at half-time. Looked a long shot. At one point they'd got it to within 7. Do need a big fourth quarter, but it is not impossible. They can get the first few points on the board in this fourth quarter, then Tenerife might just start to get a little edgy. They were certainly outplayed in that third quarter belonging to Ludwigsburg, no doubt about that. Here's Bonitka, drives in and draws the foul. And he'll go to the line early on here. So there's now a 14-point lead with those 2 free throws made. Hook shot attempts is no good. Claimed back by Sears, who draws the foul. Gets 2 on the board and will go to the line. Need a few more of those in this final quarter here. Ludwigsburg, who have just reached the 50-point mark. They trail by 11. Vasquez with his third team foul. His third personal foul, I should say. Here is Basas. Vasquez. Basas again. Bonitka ran into trouble, managed to find a way through and makes the reverse layup. Great finish from the pole. And here's walk up now for Ludwigsburg. And he draws the foul. It's Bonitka this time. Second foul of the game for him. Walk up. It's the sail through and makes the layup. 11-point game again. We've had 1 minute to the final quarter. Rochetti. Walk up making his first 2-point shot of the night so far. Got 18 points in total. the game last week. The foul had already been called here before that shot went up. Johnson's been penalised. Abramatis. So just a couple of seconds on the shot clock here for Tenerife. Trying to make something happen. It was reset to 24, I beg your pardon. Final touch off a Ludwigsburg player. It wasn't a foul. Besas. Move quickly. And the three-point attempt is no good. Playing by Walkup, who moves it on quickly to Evans, who makes it. Just creating a little bit of uncertainty now in the Tenerife ranks. The lead is cut to 9. It's a single-digit game again. And Shotty here for Tenerife. Floats one up. Vasquez, what will he do from here? Vasquez looking to spin and shoot. Turned 2 or 3 times and couldn't make it. Another foul's been called. There's the hook shot attempt, and foul is there. Just a little nudge from Bonitka. Another foul for him. Walkup. Trice. Walkup again. Slit there, managed to regain his composure. Evans. No foul. Denied by Vasquez. Abramatis to Beiran. Rishotti for 3. It's good from the captain. Big three-pointer to ease the tension. Great work here from Vasquez to deny Evans a way through. Timeout called. With the home side up by 12. So it's a 12-point game again. No change. Since the end of the third quarter, they've both scored 7 points in the opening 3 minutes of the fourth here. Johnson Found a way through and makes it go. 10-point game. Two more on the board for Johnson. 4 from 9 from the field for him. Mixed night so far for him. And Shotty has it for Tenerife. Captain who produced that excellent three-pointer a short time ago. And it's a really heavy fall from Abramatis. It's a nasty one. It just seemed to be a little nudge there. Not sure how intentional it was, but it's a horrible fall from Abramatis. Back on his feet, seems to be okay. Abramatis puts up a three, gets it. How about that for a recovery? Down on the floor 1 minute, knocking down a three the next. 13-point game. 4 minutes gone in the fourth. Foul was called there. Sulkowski, I think it was. Evan Sears actually has been penalised. Either way, it is 13 points between the two teams. Here is San Miguel. Shotty. Happy just to wind the clock down as much as possible. The steal was very nearly there, but they've run out of time. Good defensive work from Ludwigsburg. Stolen again by Tenerife. Sears will be disappointed with that one. Risciotti puts it up, doesn't get it to go. And this time the decision goes the way of Ludwigsburg. But it's points they need. Now starting to run out of time a little bit here. Can still do this. 13-point lead for Tenerife, who have just always been that little bit further ahead. It was that second quarter. It's made all the difference so far. They scored 29 points in that second quarter. Although Ludwigsburg are able to come back in the third, they still have an awful lot of work to do. It's an 11-point game again. They are edging this fourth quarter, but not by enough as it stands. More than halfway through, but they have stolen it back. And there's the foul. Turnover. Florian Koch drawing the foul there. San Miguel penalised. Ludwigsburg could make this a single-digit lead again for Tenerife. Ten-point game as it stands. Make that a 9-point game. Florian Koch with 2 from 2 from the line. Rodrigo San Miguel with his third personal foul. 69-60. Good defensive work from Ludwigsburg in the second half overall so far. Abramaitis for three, he's got another one. And maybe his three-point shooting is going to take Tenerife over the line. Every time there's a hint of a comeback, they are able to produce and keep their opponents at bay. Koch goes for it, draws the foul. And a 4-point play possibility here for Florian Koch. Another long ranger from him. That is the best possible scenario, really. He's got to make it count to make it an 8-point game. Makes the free throw, 8-point game, still over 4 minutes to go. It is still game on. One stage in the second quarter, Ludwigsburg were really in trouble. 24-point lead at one stage for Tenerife. Now it's just 8. And they're looking for a few more points on the board. Foul is drawn here, so it'll be a trip to the line. Didn't make the 2. Florian Koch is penalised. Kamitka desperate to make these free throws. He's missed both of them. Now then, what can Ludwigsburg do from here? Can they finish the game strongly? Florian Koch for another 3. It's no good this time. That would have really lifted the level of tension inside this arena. Three-point attempt is no good. Kept it alive here, Tenerife. They're eating up the time at least. Beiran. Oh, brilliant from Beiran. How did that find a way in? Restores the double-digit lead. Somehow that found a way in. Here is Florian Koch going up and laying it in for 2. Immediately making it an 8-point game again, but time is against Ludwigsburg here. 2.5 minutes to go. San Miguel. Beiran. It's no good. Claimed by Evans. Still Evans. Looks to find a way through. Draws the foul. How about this from Bayram? That's outrageous. Timeout called. John Patrick will be pretty happy with his team's efforts in this second half. They left themselves a huge amount to do. Foul by Evans there before the timeout was called. A turnover, I should say, from Evans. Which means it is still an 8-point game. Panitka. Fake from Vasquez, who puts up the shot, drew the foul. He'll go to the line again. It's the foul from Wasilkowski. He's got 16 points tonight. Vasquez on 10 points, 3 rebounds. Wasilkowski's night is over, by the way. It's his 5th foul. He's been replaced by Sears. Tenerife look to restore the 10-point lead. (76-66). Sears. Walker spins and lays it up and in. Great finish. 2 more on the board for Walker. It's not at his best night, really, as far as scoring points is concerned. 2 from 6 from the field for Walker. 2 from 7, I think it is, actually. Sure, he missed his first 5 field goal attempts. 3 on the shot clock. 3-point attempt is good. That might be the killer. Tenerife extend their lead to 11. And we're into the final minute. And those faint hopes fading fast. Sears with a long 2. It's no good. Decision does go Ludwigsburg's way. 50 seconds remaining. How about this from Panitka? A killer blow for 3. He's had a good night. 16 points on the board for the Pole. Bounce pass on the finish. Quick 2 from McRae. And that's another timeout is called. It's a 9-point lead for Tenerife. The time running out for Ludwigsburg.
guys. No turnover. Safety pass right now.
Verán, primero, ¿vale? Aquí, Javi, ahí, Tim, bloqueo para Pony para que reciba.
Si no, Tim, cuidado si cambian. Si cambian hay que ir a por el balón. Si cambian, Tim, bloqueo, no
It's been a really bold response from Ludwigsburg in this second half. They've really made a game of this. Certainly didn't look likely at half-time. Managed to get themselves to within 7 points at one stage. They currently trail by 9. Tenerife just eating away at the clock. 8 on the shot clock here. Assas out to the corner for 3. Beiran is good! Bit of gloss on the scoreline. 12-point lead. And Ludwigsburg just looking for a positive end here. Maybe try and lose in single figures. Get the call here with 11 seconds to go. Final few moments, walk up. Time maybe for one last attempt from walk up, puts up a 2 and gets it right at the end. And that is that. It's a victory at home for Iberostar Tenerife, but a really positive response from Ludwigsburg in the second half. They were down by 20 at the break. They cut that deficit to 10. And they battled hard to restore some pride. A decent performance in the end from the visiting team, who've come up a little short here. Tenerife really pulling away in that second quarter. That's what made all the difference in the end. They have won here by 10, their first win of the season in the Basketball Champions League. 82-72, the final score. Well, it was a team effort from Tenerife, sharing the points around. 4 players in double figures. Risciotti, the captain, was vital. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 13 points for him. 16 points for Panitka the Pole. 15 for Abramatis, who made a couple of vital threes when it looked as though Ludwigsburg could be trying to get back at them. And 11 points for Beiran as well, who hit 3 three-pointers at crucial times in the game. He did miss 5 attempts. Three-point shooting did improve, whereas Ludwigsburg struggled from behind the arc. 12 steals. They just couldn't turn those steals and those turnovers into points. 21 turnovers from Tenerife. A lot of their play won't have pleased their coach. Nenad Markovic certainly has things that he'll want to improve on, but he can certainly take a lot of pride in the way they played in the first half, and particularly that second quarter. That's where they made all the difference. Here are the leading point scorers. 16 for Panitka, and Risciotti with 13 as well. Niang with a couple of steals and a couple of blocks. Wasilkowski did a good job for Ludwigsburg. 16 points for him, 6 rebounds as well. 12 points for Evans. And 13 points for Florian Koch, who looked as though he was about to inspire a bit of a comeback in that second half. Remember, at one stage they did manage to get to within 7 points, having been 20 points down at half-time. Defensively, really good in the second half. A lot of high court pressure And a lot of time it did pay off. They were much more disciplined as well. They didn't give away as many fouls as they did early on in the game, something that the coach wanted to avoid. They weren't able to do that, and it did allow the home side to just pull away a little bit. And the home side were pretty clinical from the free throw line as well. 85% they shot, 17 from 20. 14 from 18 in the end for Ludwigsburg, so they recovered from a slow start from the free throw line to actually throw pretty well again for the second week in a row. And their positives will be from that second half performance and some of the individual displays. But they just gave themselves far too much work to do in the end. That was really the big difference in this game. So both of these teams, after 2 games in this season's Basketball Champions League, have 1 win and 1 defeat so far. And both of them winning at home and losing on the road. Tenerife, the defending champions, after that narrow and frustrating loss a week ago against Ventspils, are back with a bang, particularly in that first half. If they can replicate that over 4 quarters, the second quarter performance in particular, they will give a lot of teams a lot of trouble. A lot of new players in this Tenerife side. Same can be said of Ludwigsburg. Both have positives to take away from the first couple of games, and more importantly, both have a win under their belts already. Tenerife, the winners tonight. The home side triumph in the venue where they were crowned champions earlier this year in the first edition of the Basketball Champions League. Season 2 gets underway with a win at home by 82 points to 72. Iberostar Tenerife have beaten Ludwigsburg. Remember, there is more Basketball Champions League action coming up tomorrow and again next week, of course, in game week 3. Keep on watching and keep on enjoying the Basketball Champions League. But from the Canary Islands tonight, it is good night.